First man to walk tonight for the co-main event, the no-nonsense Gegard Mousasi, currently number 5 in the world, and we've seen a more verbose Gegard Mousasi here during fight week. He wants the big payday. Certainly if he can take out Chris Weidman tonight, he sets himself up for, if not a title shot, a massive fight.
Well, I think a lot of fighters are realizing that self-promotion is a big part of being a professional fighter, even if they don't like it. And Gegard is a soft-spoken guy. He's not a guy that likes to brag. Right. He's not a guy that likes to talk. He likes to do his talking inside the octagon, but he realizes that in order to get inside the octagon with the big fighters, you have to generate interest. Sometimes that means talking a little crap. Right, Dominic Cruz?
I don't know anything about that, but what I will say is that Gegard Mousasi is a killer. Everybody knows that. But the biggest things he has to do with Weidman is create the space, look to compensate the wrestling with the space and the timing of his boxing. He said, I will kick, but I need to find the timing with my hands first, get the space right so he's forcing his shots, and pressure will help me time his shots. When I pressure him, I'll pull the shots out of him, and by keeping the space, he'll telegraph, and then I'll find my opening.
This is a guy, I mean, you run out of time to set up his credentials. Former Dream middleweight and light heavyweight champion, won the middleweight Grand Prix back in 2008, submits Melvin Manhoef, then knocks out Jacare Souza with an up kick on the same night. Just an incredible list of accomplishments for this guy. Perhaps, though, no win would be bigger than the one he can secure on the road tonight. You can argue, Joe, there has never been more pressure than there is on Chris Weidman here tonight, from 13-0 to 13-2. Tonight trying to get back on the horse and stamp himself once again somebody who is worthy of a middleweight title shot. Well,
the illusion of being invincible has been removed. Now you're just left with this incredibly durable, tough fighter who has to find the confidence in him to take on one of the very best fighters in the 185-pound division on planet Earth and figure out a way to come up with a victory. At one point in time, Chris Weidman was the man. He was this guy that was just dominating people, and it seemed almost destiny for him to gain the title. He got that title in a spectacular way. He defended it in a horrible way when Anderson broke his leg. Then he beat down Lyoto Machida, destroyed Vitor Belfort, lost to Rockhold, and was brutally knocked out by Yoel Romero 2 fights in a row. Where's his mind at? Has he recovered from that Yoel Romero fight? Right. Because that was an absolutely brutal knockout.
And to be honest, a lot of times what gets us as fighters is not necessarily how it affects us, but the people close to us. He's very close with his family, and he told me he had to make some changes around the family, and his family's all in with this. He said he did this camp much different. His wife allowed him to have absolutely no responsibilities. He slept all day. He said he felt like a bachelor in college again because all he did is sleep in the extra guest room. His wife took all the responsibilities of the kids and the household, right, so he could do nothing but eat, sleep, and fight. And now he says he's extremely focused, he feels right on point for this, and he's excited for the challenge of Gegard Mousasi.
Yeah, no daycare pickup for Chris Weidman during this training camp. We'll see if it pays dividends tonight. He has taken down his opponent in all 11 of his UFC fights, including Yoel Romero. The takedown defense for Gegard Mousasi is stout, north of 80%. It figures to be tested in a major way tonight. 2 of the best middleweights in the world about to throw down in a fight that has just been so anticipated by UFC fans around the world. Thankfully, the wait for this one is over. Let's get to the tail of the tape. Scheduled for 3 rounds in the middleweight division, Chris Weidman, 32. Gegard Mousasi, 50th pro fight. He is still just 31 years old. Both men, 6 foot 2 inches tall. Both weighed in at the 186-pound limit. 2-inch reach advantage for the All-American Chris Weidman. All right, now for the introductions, here's Bruce Buck.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the co-main event of the evening. This fight is 3 rounds in the UFC middleweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 41 wins, 6 losses, 2 draws. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in at 186 pounds. Fighting out of Leiden, Holland, the Netherlands, presenting the former Strikeforce light heavyweight champion and the number 5 ranked middleweight contender in the world, Gegard Mousasi! And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 13 wins, 2 losses. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in at 186 pounds. Fighting out of Baldwin, New York, presenting the former UFC middle-weight champion and the number 4 ranked middleweight contender in the world, the All-American Chris Weidman. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Dan Mergliotta.
Dan Mergliotta, our referee for this one. Chris Weidman, slight betting underdog tonight against Gegard Mousasi. Weidman is in blue, Mousasi is in white. Buffalo crowd getting behind the All-American early.
Mousasi looking to sting early. You can see him cocked and loaded.
Mousasi has very good timing with his knees. Look for him to try to time a knee on Weidman with the shot.
We'll see how early Chris Weidman goes to the takedown.
Fast hands from Mousasi. Just grazed Weidman with that right hand.
Mousasi so confident in his stand-up, but also his ability to keep it upright. Yeah.
Beautiful jab. Sharp timing. He tried to double up on it there. Got caught with a jab from Weidman.
Look at the balance in Mousasi right now. He's extremely balanced. Looking for the big shot in Weidman's entrances.
Good kick to the body there by Weidman, though.
I like that Weidman's feinting a lot. You see a lot of fakes. You got to do that with somebody who's looking to counter with heavy strikes like Mousasi is. Nice.
And that is big for Chris Weidman early.
And Joe, you said that you thought that Weidman would have the grappling advantage here.
Yeah, I believe he will. Weidman is a very, very underrated grappler. Fantastic submission ability.
Nice. Guillotine is in. That's in.
It's in. He's
in.
deep. He's going to clasp the hands together.
Defense by Mousasi is on point, though.
Beautiful
right
defense. He's got to push it off and get back up to his feet, and he does. Amazing. That was very close.
Wow. Very nice, and that's textbook how you get up. You never sit on your knees. Mousasi spent no time on his knees, and that's why he was able to get out of that.
Back again, come on! That's nice, very good.
That is a lot of New York in that Weidman corner.
That's it, nice!
Beautiful leg kick by Weidman, but stumbled a bit.
Leg kick. Nice!
That jab is extremely powerful. Mousasi is throwing it hard.
Nice! Again! All day long, Chris! Yes! Take your time, Chris! Chris, take your time! Pass towards that side! Pass towards that side, nice! Yes, Chris!
Full-throated Matt Serra along with Ray Longwood, Mark Henry in the corner of Chris Weidman. So far, so good for Weidman. 2 takedown attempts, 2 lands. Mousasi was very confident he'd be able to work his way back to his feet. Does again, yeah.
That's big for Mousasi. Mousasi swinging wild here. Loading up a lot.
Well, he's 2 takedowns to nothing down now, so now he feels like he needs to land some big punch to get some offense going, and now it's about to be 3 takedowns to nothing. Weidman's got the hands clasped, so it's going to be a takedown here. He's doing a great job grabbing underneath the lats like that. Creates a lot of pressure for Weidman. He has to twist Mousasi in order to get the takedown. He can't pull him straight out. That's why Mousasi has that lock on his chest. So there you go. Now, even though Chris has the hands locked, now he can get the takedown. Nice defense.
Mousasi, strong defense. This is exhausting for Mousasi, defending these takedowns, getting back up to his feet. And in the past, that's been one of his Achilles heels, dealing with strong grapplers. The King Mo fight comes to mind in Strikeforce. Whoa, Chris tapped him. He heard it.
Mousasi lands a jab just over a minute to go.
That jab hit Weidman. Nice decision to shoot by Weidman on the pressure of Mousasi. You'll We'll see Chris cut the corner, try to switch. Yep, very nice. Doesn't have the takedown yet. Still no control. He's got to switch to the double here. He's got to get that left arm on the other side of Mousasi's right leg in order to finish this takedown. Right now, there's no control if we're talking about a wrestling match, so there's no takedown. But they'll probably call that a takedown here.
Well, Mousasi
You say that very disappointed. Here they go. Mousasi looks a bit off balance when he's reaching for these punches.
You're right, wild. Best description for him in this first round.
Yeah, it's unusual. It looks a little bit out of sorts. He landed a left hand there. And Weidman takes advantage of his slip.
5 minutes down.
And here's the first takedown from Chris Weidman. He gets it easy. Here's the second.
Hey. Adem. Hey, die alle stoten zitten erop, hè. Je moet gewoon je links-rechts eruit houden. Maar hou je handen hoog.
Oké, kick out.
En je afstand houden. Hou je afstand.
Keep your distance.
Ja? Diep inademen.
Keep good breathing.
Diep in.
Keep the distance. And it's yours in the second round.
Okay.
He's tired already. Come on.
Gewoon die links-rechts eruit halen, hè. Links-rechts.
Anything? Yeah, punch the shot too, man. Yeah. Punching the shot. And when you get him aggravated, that's the time to go. Come on, baby, you're looking good.
Weidman used a ton of energy with those takedowns, guys, and that's going to be the question in the second round. Will those takedowns come as easily, or will Mousasi make the adjustment and make it tougher for him? If Weidman can't get these takedowns in the second round, I think Mousasi can get an edge in the striking, possibly.
Weidman 3 for 4 on his takedown attempts in round 1.
The jab of Mousasi is lightning right now. And that's why we're seeing the single leg shot by Weidman.
Beautiful jab by Mousasi. Uppercuts.
Weidman coming up nicely, but a lot of those shots go
to the
through.
body. Beautiful right hands by Mousasi. Did Mousasi just try to take Weidman down?
He did.
Wow. That's crazy.
And now Weidman able to get a breather here. Furious start to round 2.
That doesn't even make sense to me.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he was just trying to prove a point or get him back for all the times he got taken down in the first round. He got emotional, perhaps.
I think, honestly, he thought Chris was hurt. Wanted an easy takedown and looked for the finish from the top position. You put a guy like Chris on his back, he gets twice as tired because he's not used to being there. I think that's what Mousasi was thinking, but realistically, he just gave Chris a reason to be level-headed now.
So the referee gets him back here to the center of the octagon. Mousasi back to the jab, but Weidman gets him down.
Settle it, Chris, settle it, you're good. There's nothing there. Nothing to go up, you hop. Something there.
Mousasi just hanging on to him here. He's got his arms clasped together.
Now, what's so interesting about these takedowns that Weidman's landing is he's landing them because your head's on the outside of the single. So now a whizzer does not work.
Hard elbows from the bottom by Mousasi. And here comes the scramble. He's got the underhook on that left side. Mousasi doing a good job of using those butterflies to elevate him, but Chris's base is excellent.
Mousasi mixing in some strikes here, but having to work hard to try to get back to his feet.
Takes so much energy lifting Chris with those hooks, too, for Mousasi.
That had to be a huge part of his camp. He's working on getting up from the bottom, threatening from the bottom. Oh, full mount. Not good for Mousasi. This is huge.
Very nice pass for Weidman there. Straight to the back mount, then to the back.
Now Weidman may be trying to work his way under the chin of Mousasi.
Mousasi's in a lot of trouble here.
Oh, he's got Weidman because he's got that bottom leg. Now we're going to see him switch positions on Weidman here.
Oh,
Weidman's got his wrist.
Look at this.
Oh, my goodness. Beautiful scramble.
And Mousasi able to cover up back to the center. Just over 2 minutes to go round 2.
What a fight.
Wayward shot there from Weidman, might pay for it. Weidman thought there was a strike to the groin, referee didn't see it. Oh.
Weidman's got a mouse under that right arm. Oh, he got hit with elbow. Oh, wait a minute.
So, separation here by the referee looked like one of those knees at least would have been illegal.
Well, we have to see it.
I think both hands were down.
They're in the movement, in the middle of movement. If you lift a guy up and one of them is not touching, that's legal.
I think they were both down.
Well, we're going to really have to see it in the replay. Let's take a look here. So one of them, this one's legal for sure, 100%.
Yep.
Now look at the second one.
Kim,
that's illegal.
Have a doctor in?
Well, you know what? Let me see it again from a distance to see if the fingers are actually touching. I mean, it's close. One. Well, we need to see it one more time, please, from that angle.
You get up to 5 minutes, Chris. Let the doctor take a look at you.
No, I need to see it from where the fingers touching the ground.
The first one was legal. The second one lifted his hand off the ground with the knee.
The second one may have been legal, though, if the fingers weren't touching the ground when it landed. Can we see it one more time?
They were coming up, they were down, so I'm not going to penalize, but you got to watch the head on the knees, all right? If both hands on the ground, you can't need the head.
Here we go, one more time. Okay, so the first one with one hand down, definitely legal. Here it comes.
He lifts him to knee, and then the hand comes up.
Right.
Yeah, you know what? If he lifts him to knee, then it's legal.
Mr. Banner, look at the replay.
Let's see it one more time.
Look at the replay for me.
Boom. That one's legal, right? Because the hand's up. That's legal.
Yes, I would agree.
They're both legal.
And I thought Dan
was legal.
Up to 5 minutes,
but he's not penalizing
Dan
him.
needs to be shown that it's legal. Gegard did the exact right thing. He lifted the hands up to make it legal.
It comes up as it was. It comes up as he threw the knee. Okay. So it's a legal knee.
They do not use replay here.
But he's talking right now. He's talking.
Hey, Chris,
Dan Mergliotta's talking.
They watch the replay. It's a legal knee. It's not illegal. Your hand came up as he threw it.
Wow. So what happens now?
How much more time?
You don't have any time.
How much more time?
If it's a legal knee, you don't have any time.
3:13 left? You got 3:13 left.
Well, why does he have 3:13 if it's a legal knee? This doesn't make any sense at all.
Well, I think because the ref ultimately stopped the fight, so.
But see, watch one more time. Watch how he lifts him up. That is absolutely a legal knee. They're both legal. What is this doctor doing? If it's a legal knee, are they going to stop the fight?
I don't know if Chris said he could fight is the problem.
Legal.
Chris might have said he couldn't fight before they realized it was a legal knee.
Oh, this is crazy. It's a legal knee. This doesn't make any sense to me. If this is a legal knee, this fight should be stopped.
It's over. And the reason
Mark Ratner, can you please clarify what's going on here?
That was a legal knee. So there is no replay in New York. So there really is not a 5-minute rule here. This was a legal punch or a legal knee.
So what's going on and why is this wrong?
It's wrong because the doctor shouldn't be in there. The fight should be over.
The fight should be stopped.
I believe so.
But we can't stop the commission. So the commission's going to do what they need to do right now.
Do they understand, though?
Can you continue?
He says he can continue. Wow. If Weidman manages to win this is going to be a huge controversy.
It is. Well,
that is correct.
Without the benefit of replay, Dan Mergliotta did the right thing.
Mergliotta does not have the advantage of replay.
Right. But he did
under New York rules.
He consulted with the officials. They alerted him that the knee was legal, and then he talked to Weidman, alerted him that the knee was legal. From then on, would the proper procedure be to restart the fight from there, since we know that it's a legal technique?
I believe it should be, if they're going to restart the fight, it should be where his hands are on the ground when they're coming up.
Looks like the doctor, wow.
That's it.
Wow. So the doctor steps in and calls the fight. It will go into the books as a TKO victory for Gegard Mousasi.
Well, it should have been a clean victory for Mousasi.
3 minutes, 13 seconds, TKO.
I just don't understand why the doctors decided to call it, because they didn't know what to do.
Well, there's also a giant issue with this new rule.
Yes,
and making sure and we didn't know. We were calling it. We thought it was illegal while it was happening. We had to look at the replay, and it was so close. One more time. Let's look at the hands.
Watch the replay. It was legal.
Boom. There's the knee. One hand is down, one hand is up. Now, watch how he lifts him. He lifts him up. He did it on purpose. It's the right way to deliver the technique. It's entirely legal.
And part of the reason the rule was manipulated or implemented was to prevent guys from manipulating it, which in some part Weidman was trying to do.
Exactly.
So,
Correct.
Gegard Mousasi, not without controversy, will get the TKO win here at 3:13 of round 2. Weidman livid. Mousasi still digesting it all, Dominic.
Yeah, I mean, this fight is, it's just stinks that the doctors just call it because they don't know the rules, because there's nothing that the UFC, Zuffa, anybody can do if the commission makes the call. So when the doctors call it, that's it. But that's because the doctors don't know the rules that we have set here with this sport. So this fight should still be going on at the least.
Well, we will get to the official decision shortly, and Joe Rogan will talk to both Gegard Mousasi and Chris Weidman just when things were getting interesting.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Dan Rigliano has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 13 seconds of round number 2, declaring the winner by TKO, Gegard Mousasi.
All right. I'm here with the winner, Gegard Mousasi, and Chris Weidman. We're going to clarify what happened here. Gegard. Chris, I'm going to talk to you as well. But Gegard, let's pause right here and look up at this screen. If we can take a look at the big screen, we will see that these knees that you land are completely legal. If you have one hand down, it is a completely legal knee. You lifted him up to deliver the knee. It's absolutely legal. The referee made a mistake in thinking that both hands were down.
Well, I need him. I didn't think his hands was on the canvas. He lifted them up at the second one.
You lifted them up, which is the correct thing to do, and then you landed the knees. So when they were giving him 5 minutes to rest because they thought it was an illegal technique, that should not have happened.
Well, that's not my fault. I don't know. I want to continue.
It's absolutely not your fault. It was a misunderstanding, and up until 2017 with the new rules, one hand down would be illegal. Now one hand down is legal.
Well, he can even have his rematch, no problem.
This has got to be unfortunate. I mean, it is unfortunate, but it's got to be frustrating to you to have got into that position, landed these good shots, have him clearly hurt, and then have all this controversy. What is your thought on that?
Well, I was ready to continue to fight. I think he could have continued, but he was stalling a little bit.
Well, I think the proper thing to do would be probably have some sort of a rematch. I'm sorry there's some sort of a controversy. It was an outstanding fight.
Well, I apologize to Weidman. I like the guy. I got nothing against him. These things happen in fight. I was ready to fight. I was fighting.
Well, you owe no one an apology. You did nothing wrong. It was an outstanding fight. I'm sorry that it ended this way, but thank you very much for an outstanding performance. Gegard Mousasi, ladies and gentlemen.